All right, boom. Here we go. We're going to jump right into it. Death by 1,000 cuts. We're going to talk about how to stay focused. We're going to talk about how to push distractions to the side and eradicate them so that you can maximize your creative endeavoring into the world. I want to shout out first to Sam Ovens for introducing me to this idea of death by 1,000 cuts. It's fascinating how it thwarts creativity and how we're going to unpack these distractions and how to get through them. You only get 30,000 days to live, 2.5 billion seconds or heartbeats. It's a short life. You got to build, create, climb, influence, and be empowered at your fullest potential in this world. All right. Another huge person I want to shout out here is Reid Hoffman in Blitzscaling, prioritizing speed over efficiency, climbing up the hierarchy, gaining power, and making influence. So crucial. Okay, let's get to the distractions. So distraction number one, cell phones. Cell phones are a hidden parasite in civilization. All of these are, but specifically cell phones are a hidden parasite. We don't even know how to keep our cell phones off for extended periods of time, and I mean days at a time, if not weeks, so that we can fully creatively engage our mind and what's built up in there with its environment and actually build and create and do. So cell phones, tips for how to stay focused and not be distracted. Keep your cell phone on silent all the time. Delete all non-utility apps. Delete all your social media apps. Turn off all your notifications on your phone. Every single last notification, turn them all off. You should never get a notification. Power off your phone all day long. Go for periods of time practicing that and see what it looks like and how it feels like. Turn on your phone for rare outbound use. And there's that key, rare. You can use your phone powered on, send the one message, send the one phone call, send the one email, use your Google Maps or use an Uber or whatever you got to do, but listen to the podcast while you're walking, do what you need in that sense, or don't, and just enjoy the ambiance of the environment. But rare outbound use is so crucial there. Don't reply to people. Stop replying to people. Hustle, focus, and execute. I'll get more to who specifically I think is best for us to be replying to, but don't reply. Practice that. It's not your fault for not replying. It's your divine potential being fully executed and impacting more people and staying focused. Okay, moving on to the second biggest parasite. Social media is a massive parasite. It is so much noise and so little signal, and it's becoming harder and harder to parse for the truth because there's way too much dumping of noise and lies and gluttony for greed and corruption and control. People want to control other humans, and that's why people just click right away and post, and they don't even critically think anymore. They just go and go and go. You got to slow down. You have to analyze tons of different sources and perspectives on things. Social media is not the place for that. So when you use social media, post and get off. So go, post, disseminate your ideas. Only disseminate ideas that are powerful, that are true, that are your essence, that you've done tons of research on, that you are a professional in, that you care about teaching other people, teaching children, teaching adults about, and empowering this global harmony that we so desperately need. Consume no social media. Rarely you can consume an educational video, let's say, that you find specifically needed for your knowledge base, but never, aim to never consume social media. It is massively a distraction. I call it algorithmic cancer. They're manipulating. There's so much noise, so little signal, so much lack of critical thought, and so many echo chambers. Just get out of the social media sphere. Only use it to disseminate ideas. That's another massive part of the death by 1,000 cuts. And we all get those little, when you turn off your notifications, you don't. But before you turn off your notifications, you get those little messages from all the social platforms that are trying to reel you in over and over again to come and use our advertising models are tied to the attention economy for now. All right, let's go to 3. people. This can be harsh at times, right? But we're going to talk about how to actually leverage culture in the right way. But culture has become cancerous for creative endeavoring in many ways. So many people are rushing to the bars, rushing to the clubs, going to brunch, going to movies, and they're lacking the time that they need to just be away from people, away from these one-on-one, one-on-two, and 3 and 4 person conversations where we're just so often just going to be a part of something that we don't even want to be a part of. We'd rather be at home reading, learning, watching, creating, writing, making videos, making content, actually engineering, building, designing things into our world that bring other people value, that bring us value, that bring us actualization, our family's value, our community's value. Enough of being distracted to this extent. Enough of the pointless calls, meetings, texts, and emails. Think about it. When you're having these one-on-one conversations, it's a one-on-one conversation that is lost. Example, if you do a one-on-one conversation that's recorded, like on our show, then you can have potential reach of thousands, tens of thousands, even potentially millions or more people if you do things like focus on creating the content outward instead of just losing it in these one-on-ones. The time that you spend writing out a text or an email, think about it. You can sometimes spend 15 minutes writing these things, and then it only gets seen by one person for a minute, and then it's gone and it's done forever. You could spend that 15 minutes compounded so many other ways to spend it. So think about that. The neural real estate is limited for now, pre-ability to connect and be just fully tied to everything, but it's limited for now biologically. That means that whenever we're doing this communication with a one-on-one versus we're doing a communication one-to-many, one disseminating our ideas, that we're leveraging our ability to potentially disseminate memetics out to more people and influence more people that way with our ideas and our thoughts. This is a brain muscle that needs rest for creative thought. That means that our brain is like a muscle. When you're constantly using your brain all 16 hours while you're awake, and then the 8 hours you sleep in, then you use it all 16 hours while you're awake, that is so harmful to repeat over and over again. You're not giving your brain time to rest like a muscle, and it needs that. For example, when you just stay silent, and you put your phone and your laptop and everything that you're doing to the side, and you go on a walk outside, and you just, maybe you sit down and close your eyes for a bit, maybe you're absorbing new stimuli on this walk. Again, you're going to have these novel, interdisciplinary firing and wiring of new thoughts and new ways of perceiving the world that you can integrate into your ideas. You have to understand that neuroscience, your brain needs that time in order to creatively develop its thinking and make these novel connections between areas of your mind and between ideas. All right, so not just only not talk to people at all, right? We have nuance here. So the nuance is that when you do network, you have to network with the top of the hierarchy. You have to network with rapid climbers. This is so crucial. This means that when you go out somewhere and that you're going to this brunch or you're going to this networking event, that you have to know that if this brunch or this networking event doesn't have great influencers, doesn't have really powerful minds in the field that you're very interested in, that you want to provide them value, get value from them as well, that don't go, stay and find other people, build new friend groups, keep finding the rapid climbers in the hierarchy. Keep going and pursuing what is most meaningful to you by going to the top as fast as possible so you can create as much influence as you can with your ideas. All right, next up. Next up is the other junk, okay? So this is so crucial. This is the other junk of the 1,000 cuts. You get the 1,000 cuts with your cell phone and notification, the 1,000 cuts with social media, 1,000 cuts with the brunches and the Netflixes and all the other stuff. And then here's the other junk. When you focus so much of our time on things like alcohol and cigarettes and all these other drugs that are out there, cannabis and psychedelics, which have asterisks, because in very rare use, you can use cannabis, psychedelics, especially if you need it medically. But remember how just distractive things like going out and just doing these drugs all the time. How often do you actually focus and execute on what matters to you? Think about how much time we waste on porn, how much time we waste on eating junk food, how much time we waste and how much that affects our health on eating refined sugar as well, not moving our bodies. We got to move our bodies. We have to exercise. We have to stretch. That's what actually gets our blood flowing. It gets the creative thoughts rolling. It gets us more mobile, and we live longer that way. We have to eat healthy too. This is so crucial for our health and to not die by these 1,000 cuts. Again, you gotta sleep, gotta get that 8 hours of sleep. It's so crucial. Not only is dreamland a really important place for you to go and lucidly dream and really understand what's happening in those 8 hours, the 1/3 of our life we spend there, but also you got to get out to nature, got to meditate at this as well. So focus on those things simultaneously as you're focusing on the creative execution. Lots of time on creative execution, lots of time away from cell phones, away from social media, away from the cancerous algorithms of culture. All right. And then just in summary, again, we got to eradicate all of these distractions. We got to have long periods of focus and execution. Speed over efficiency. Pump out your work. Get more work out. Get more things done that you love, that you're super passionate about building. Climb up the hierarchy. Gain power. Make influence. Build up the civilization design, the civilizational protocols that you want to see in place. You got to build them. You got to build them in yourself through self-work. You got to build them in your family, in your community, and inspire others to do that. And then in the world, we can get there together, everyone. Stay focused. Don't die by these 1,000 cuts. Turn off that cell phone. Turn off that social media. Get away from the cancerous cultural algorithms that exist in all the different facets and get executing, get blitzscaling, go, build. I love you all so much. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Alan Socking, the host of Simulation. And remember, support the endeavors that you believe in, the artists and entrepreneurs that you think are building the future. Support them around you. Our links are below. Join us as well. Give us your thoughts about the video below. Much love. Go and build the future, everyone. Hustle focus. Much love. We'll see you soon. Peace.